Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 19 of the Battleship Brawl Season 5 tournament. This episode, we've got the Alestormer by Quirt26, which is a funkily colored, I guess that's a form of like dazzle camouflage or something, I guess, technically, or I don't know. It's different. It's not usual, let's put it that way. And we've got these steam propellers on the side. Wonder how fast she'll go. Depends on how much that steam kicks in. But what's really impressive is this is a pretty small ship, right? Not the largest of vessels, and yet it has 9 of these 4-barreled cram cannons on them, or on it. That's 36 main guns and 2 secondaries. That's a lot of gun. We've got these funnels. There's 2 sets of 2. Got the superstructure up here that's filled with all kinds of AI stuff for the detection equipment, I guess. So detection equipment isn't required, so I don't know. Got Quirt26's avatar thing there. Flag on the fantail. One thing's for sure, you're not going to mistake this ship for something else. And watch, now that I've said that, I'll manage to do it. I'm going to call it the Mangetout, which is its opponent. But yes, so this is the, excuse me, the Alestormer by Quirt26. So yeah, its opponent today, as I mentioned, is the Mangetout, which I'm probably mispronouncing. It's probably Mangetout, or I don't know. There's probably some sort of inflection I'm getting wrong there. By Hibachi, which is a pontooned battleship. Which basically it looks like 2 like cruisers or something that have just been welded together with this superstructure in the middle. It's like he prefab. He made one of these and then made the superstructure and then prefabbed the other one onto here, or just built it mirrored or something. I don't know, but it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool looking. It's pretty funny too. Oh yeah, probably should have done that. Let's go take another quick look at the Alestormer here, just so you can see. I don't think the barrel size has actually changed on the Alestormer. Okay, just making sure. But yes, this has 6 dual-barreled guns, so 12 guns, outgunned by a significant margin. Oh, well, there's 2 rear. Oh, excuse me, man. Cough into the mic, yawn into the mic. So professional of me. You got these 2 rear guns on here as well, so there's technically 14 guns, but yeah, this is an interesting ship. While it technically is sort of forward broadside with the way its weapons are set up, the way its armor is set up it's not like stacked in one direction. I mean, there is a lot of bow armor here, but like it's not what I would consider a forward broadsider. A mono broadsider, because it can fight from the side. Like, these guns can still fire from the side, and if I remember right from the testing, it actually does turn. It doesn't just stay pointed straight at the enemy. So yeah, random rudder in the middle here. This is a bit more connection than you sometimes see with pontoon. Well, maybe not. Yeah, this seems like like one good barrage in here could end up cutting the ship in half, but because there are so few blocks in there, the chances of anything in there being targeted is pretty low. So yeah, pretty cool looking ship. It's even got little applique spaced armor on the sides. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the camera in position, and we'll get this round 1 started. Nobody's firing immediately for once. Actually, having to aim. And yet, Mangetout getting moving, turned. Probably, yeah, looks like it's going to get itself out from underneath that first volley. Oh, but those are air bursting. Those are airburst frag rounds. That or they were like aimed at the superstructure and they've got timed fuses or something. I think they're timed fuses. You don't really see frag rounds in crams very much. Ooh, Alestormer just took a pretty hefty volley there. Yeah, down to 88%. That had to hurt. Yeah, that blew off several guns. All that heavy armor didn't do you any good. Well, many of those shells missed, but the Hailstormer did lose another gun there. And the Mangetout doesn't really seem... doesn't really seem to be terribly affected by the weaponry of the Hailstormer. Oh, it doesn't have all frag rounds. Some of them are HE. Actually, they all seem to be HE now. What the heck? I am confused. They were definitely frag rounds before. Maybe there were just a couple of frag guns? And those frag guns have been destroyed, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, as you can see, the Mangetout is still broadsides, like a, you know, standard hulled ship, even though it's a pontoon boat. It's even enough that the rear cannon can get in on the fight. So it's definitely not a mono broadsider. But it was doing well to start out with. Now all of a sudden its guns just aren't firing. Oh, okay, there's some frags. Okay, so I'm not going crazy. For a second there I was like, did I really see fragments before? Yeah, those are definitely fragments. They're like all fragments now. Is there some way to, like, no, you can't change the shell type of a cram cannon. It might just be that the Hailstormer just repaired the guns that were frag. It does look like it has brought a couple of guns online that weren't online before. Or that got knocked offline before, I should say. Got this little secondary here, plinking pure AP rounds, it looks like. Another AP frag. But now, like, all of the shells are frag. Okay, there's some HE. Mangetout suddenly down to 78.9% HP, losing that turret that popped off right here. Kind of a big deal. And those fragments, that could be dangerous. It could end up shredding this center portion here, which did just take a couple of direct hits. But actually stood up to it just fine, really. I think it might be a bit more difficult to cut the Mangetout in half than I initially thought. At least with frags. HE might do a little bit better. Oh, that shell got right into that turret compartment. But yeah, it really looks like the Alestormer's AP frag shells are having a hard time actually penetrating in, and then most of the fragments are just kind of spraying out over the deck. But I mean, hey, it's working. The Mangetout's down to 63.5%. Hailstormer's at 82.8. Oh, that rear gun just got absolutely hammered and is now offline. And right, those secondary shells are actually AP, HE, and frag, because you're not allowed to have just pure frag shells in this tournament with APS. You can do a mix, but not pure frag. You can do pure frag with crams, though. I wouldn't suggest it, but you can do it. Oh, the Alestormer needs to turn in. The Mangetout going for a sneaky DQ attempt here. It's sailing away, and the Alestormer is not turning to follow. Oh, something huge just exploded. Oh, the Mangetout got cut in half. Well, I mean, I said it probably wouldn't be as easy as I thought, so of course it happens. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? Where? I'm not seeing the timer for the 2 damage. Well, there's the despawn, so. Yeah, if the Mangetout hadn't died there, the Alestormer would have been disqualified before the Mangetout would have. That would have been a kind of funny, sneaky way to win, but it did die. So 82.8% for the Hailstormer, 0 for the Mangetout. Get the camera in position here, and round 2 underway. This time the Mangetout got some shells off like immediately. But then it still took a minute for its main barrage to fire. Hailstormer dodging those shells. Not gonna dodge those ones though. Ooh, that gun just got blasted. Hailstormer's trying to turn. Looks like this gun was disabled, but the Alestormer has pretty good repairs. It might be able to bring that back online. Depends on how bad that internal damage that disabled it is. Ooh, big hole blown in the bow there. That's barely connected still. There's like one beam holding that whole thing on. Alright, let's fly in and follow these shells in on the Mangetout, see how it's doing. Well, most of those shells are missing, so I'm sure the Mangetout's pretty happy about that, but it does have a disabled gun here. And another one on this side, both of the tall ones getting knocked out. Oh, and then that middle one there, taking a couple of shells straight to the face of the turret. Oh, that one took one to the top of the turret and it didn't care. It survived that just fine. But seeing kind of a similar... Actually, this is... The Hailstormer is doing a lot better this time around. It's actually got the HP lead early. Before, the Mangetout got an early HP lead and then fell behind as the battle progressed. Because it just doesn't... It didn't have the guns and they got knocked out. "14 guns is not the biggest number of guns for this tournament. Not when a quad barrel layout for the turrets is so common. And the bow of the Alestormer was repaired until it got hit again. But yeah, the Alestormer... Oh, it's actually out of materials at this point. Both ships are. Any damage they take from here on out is permanent. Oh, that turret landed on the deck and the explosion blew off the cap. Oh, it looks like it damaged the internals too. Yeah, the Alestormer completely lost its bow now. I don't know why the Mangetout is so obsessed with shooting this ship in the bow, but it is. The bow of the Alestormer is gone. Making an already kind of slow ship even more sluggish. At least it seems so. I could be completely wrong and it's just a perspective thing, but... Oh, the Mangetout is down to 2 guns. Everything else has been destroyed. And this turret cap is damaged from taking a hit earlier. It probably won't survive another direct hit. Ooh, that almost took out the last of the Mangetout's guns there. Did some barrel damage, but did not take it out. And then that last bit evened up the barrel damage, so now the guns are, you know... If there aren't local weapon controllers, the Alestormer just fixed it. Oh, another gun gets disabled on the Alestormer. What's it got left? It's got 1 barrel here, and then 8 barrels there. And then another 4 there. So it's got... Despite the damage the Alestormer has taken, it has Pretty much the same armament that the Mangetout started with. As far as number of guns go. But yeah, I get the feeling that the Hailstormer's guns, while numerous, aren't individually very powerful. And part of that is probably because some of them are using frag. Cram frag is not in the greatest place right now. Oh, wait, this back turret's still working too, okay. Uh-oh. The Mangetout's forward gun there has stopped firing. Or at least I haven't seen it fire in a while. The rear gun is firing, but... a combination of the shells from the Alestormer being individually not that powerful, it seems, and using frag has left pretty much everything above the deck stripped off of the Mangetout. But then the hull, well, I mean, it's kind of stripped as well, but there's not a whole lot of like deep penetrations and big holes like we see in other battles. It's just kind of shredded. Death by 1,000 cuts. The Alestormer has put itself in a position where its guns can't fire. Most of them aren't even trying to aim, and the ones that are can't seem to aim quite enough. Oh, has it gone dead in the water? Oh yeah, it uses steam, huh? It's still moving some, like the propellers aren't completely stopped. But it using steam means when it runs out of materials, it gets a little slow. They've got to be close to the... Yep, there it is. The DQ timer has started ticking up for both of them. Again. Oh. The Mangetout is also dead in the water. I think the Alestormer is going to have to destroy the Mangetout before it gets DQ'd again. If it doesn't manage to pull that off. Then it could end up getting despawned. Because neither ship has very good mobility right now. The Hailstormer barely has mobility. And there it goes. It was unable to get back into the battlefield on time, and the Mangetout actually stopped getting DQ time because it's not moving. If it's not moving, you can't be moving away. And maybe the force of the explosions was making it move back towards the Hailstormer a little bit. I don't know. Whatever the case, the Mangetout barely survives, and the Hailstormer is DQ'd. So that will That will improve the Mangetout score quite a bit. Because it seems to be... it's not having a good time facing the Hailstormer, let's put it that way. It's not doing so well. The Hailstormer running out of materials and losing mobility are pretty much the only reason why it managed to get that second round win. Ooh, those shells are gonna rake in. Oh, just barely missing for the most part. But this forward turret did get popped off. With a direct hit there. If the Mangetout can... Oh, the large rudder in the rear. Blown completely off by that shot. That's a huge damper to the Hailstormer's mobility. And so far, that seems to be the Mangetout's best option for killing the Hailstormer, is just kill its mobility and then let it DQ itself when it sails away. Ooh, one of the propellers over here blown completely off. This one, something must be wrong with the transmission and linkage and stuff, because it's not moving either. Hailstormer's, this is looking a lot more like round one. The Hailstormer falling behind in HP. Oh, and that's a turret popped. Let's go check on the Mangetout. See how it's doing. Frags flying everywhere. I definitely would not be want to be like on the deck of this ship, get shredded by fragments. Mangetout has lost quite a few of its guns again, or at least taken significant damage to a lot of its guns. So the fragments are doing pretty well at that. But see, like, that shell hit right there on the deck, and it barely managed to destroy that outer layer of wood. I believe that's just wood, right? Yeah. No, that's reinforced wood. Okay. Mangetout taking a couple more hits. Ooh. Rear gun losing a bunch of its barrels. Both ships are once again out of materials, which I'm really curious as to how... Well, that prop's not even spinning anymore. Well, that one's moving a little bit. That one's also moving. That one's moving a lot. I wonder how those are functioning when there's no materials left for steam to work, because those are steam propellers and they are connected to, like, you know what, they might just be mimics. That might not be the actual propulsion. Well, I mean, it's making the effect like it's actual propulsion, but it looks like that's just going, like, well, there could be a missing block there, or that block that's That's probably what it is. The block that shaft is going through is probably a mimic. But I'm really curious as to how those props are still functioning when there's no materials left on the ship. Well, I think they still technically use engine power. It's just the steam boiler produces engine power. So maybe, like, there's a fuel engine in there somewhere. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how steam works in this game, to be perfectly honest. I've never used it. Mangetout, once again, pretty heavily stripped and just shredded by all those fragments. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much left that the Mangetout can do. I think it has lost all of its weapons this time. Those little APS secondaries, they're trying so hard. Like, I'm helping! No, not really. Yeah, this is one of the longer matches we've had. The Mangetout is pretty, like, its hulls are pretty durable. Its turrets get shredded a bit easily, but its hulls are, the hull is durable. And the Alestormer isn't the highest DPS ship we've seen, despite having a lot of guns. Let's see, did any of its other matches... Yep, round 1 was better for it, so it actually cannot get a better score than it already has. Oh, right, but it could get DQ'd. I was gonna say, you know, I could just call it in favor of the Hailstormer here. But, The Hailstormer does have a tendency to sail out of bounds. Just like what's happening now. But if the Mangetout takes much more damage, it won't matter if the... actually, the Mangetout's the one getting DQ time here, not the Hailstormer. Now they're both getting it. Looks like the Mangetout might be the one getting DQ'd this time. And there it goes. So that's going to be the end of this match. The Alestormer getting 81.4, which doesn't change its score. It already did better than that in round 1. So yeah, 182.8 for the Hailstormer, 158.8 for the Mangetout. Alright, thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the battlefield.